Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and today we're going to talk about the Facebook pixel and how to spot if it's strong enough so that you can have better sales. I get these questions all the time, like this one over here, which are people that are asking if there are needed specific events for the pixel to actually get trained. For all of you that you don't know what is pixel, I'm not going to explain it. If you don't know what is pixel, seriously, why are you here? So now that you know what pixel is, let's continue and let me tell you that the pixel, as we know it, it has changed a little bit during the years. Back in the day, we had only the pixel, which was browser to server reporting, and after the iOS changes, we have the introduction of API. And API is server-to-server reporting. Now, if you go to your business settings, most probably you're not going to be able to find the pixel, but you are going to be able to find the datasets. Dataset is an umbrella term so that you can have all of the reportings there. Pixel, API, reporting from apps, reporting from your shop and everything. All of it is now dataset. The reason that they are doing this, as Meta told me, is that only 13% of the people, they have API integration even after 2 years of the iOS. Only 13% of the people, and they actually told me, you guys that you do e-commerce, you think that you are just the kings of the Meta advertisement, but you're just the tip of the iceberg. Have you seen these pictures with the iceberg that you can see that it just has a tip on top and below there is all the mass? This is what e-commerce is for Facebook. It's just a small percentage of the spend comparing to all the others that they are spending just a little bit here and there for their local businesses or that whatever that may be. And they announced that they're going to remove pixel because they wanted to keep only API, but then I understood the reason that they did it, that they never have done it. Okay, they said that it's going to happen at the end of the year, but they never have done it because they cannot afford losing the other 87% or 85 or 80% of the advertisers that they don't have any data. How are they going to train all of these people to do API integration? Their spends are small, they're working with the pixel, so they're keeping the pixel and they're putting it under the umbrella term of datasets. So, what is a trained pixel? A lot of times I get this question, and to be honest with you, it's coming always from people that they have untrained pixels, and it makes total sense. Nobody ever who has a trained pixel asks me if his pixel is trained. Let me tell you why. When you have a trained pixel, that means that you're having consistent sales. For example, if you post an ad, there is no way that you will get 0 sales. No way. For example, I'm having ad accounts. When I post an ad, there is no way that I'm having 0 sales. Maybe I'm having bad ROAS, but not 0 sales. You are having a consistency in your account. You are seeing that you're having sales every day, it's consistent, and you're profitable. Being profitable, it's more about your numbers and if they make sense, but consistency is what means that you have a trained pixel. Third thing, you do broad targeting and it's working. When you do broad targeting and it's working, it means that your pixel really understands the ideal avatar clients and it's trained to actually target this kind of people. How can you get there? By just having sales. There is no easy way to that. Either you're going to have your pixel installed and you're going to establish another way of having sales inside there, or you're going to actually have ads that they're trying to get sales for the pixel, conversion ads all the time and again and again and again. And eventually you're going to see that your ad account is going to be smoother. Of course, all of that, given the fact that you're going to have a good funnel, a good offer, everything is going to work properly on your site. Your numbers are going to make sense so that you can continue advertising without losing money. There are people that they do have untrained pixels and they run ads until they train them by just losing money. Just so you know, don't expect if you have results of 0.8 to train your pixel and eventually have results of 4 ROAS. It's not going to happen. The pixel is going to improve the situation and the consistency of the results is not going to improve that drastically the ROAS. Facebook is not a platform about volume. It's not a platform about ROAS. It's a platform about volume. Mostly it's about volume. So we care about the consistency in order to see if our pixel is trained and not for the ROAS that it's giving us in 10 or 20 sales. I think in the previous spring, I have given you one ad account that it was consistent, but the numbers didn't make sense. So this was a client of mine. I remember it was in the acne niche, and he was doing ads. We were having consistent sales, We started with one sale every 3 days, then it became one sale every day. And during that period, I could see that it wasn't profitable. That being said, if you have this consistency of results, the things that you have to improve, they are not within the ads manager. You have to improve things within your funnel and fix your numbers and make it more friendly as a number, because the competition has probably better numbers than you, so they advertise. Okay? Keep into your mind that there is no such thing as basically there is. You can say, okay, I don't like Facebook because my numbers don't make sense for it. You can, but just so you know, there is always someone that is going to have the right numbers to advertise. If they don't, the cost is going to go lower, and then there are going to be found people that they do. So Facebook, this is why it doesn't care, because eventually somebody is going to fill the gap. Somebody is going to come which has better offer for his products, or he's ordering more volume and he's getting better prices, he has better shipping, and he has a better site which is converting, so he can get cost per purchase for 30 while you can get for 40 and you're not profitable on 40, and he's getting it on 30. So it's working for him, or maybe you both get a cost per purchase of 440 and it doesn't work for you, but it works for him. This has nothing to do with how trained the pixel is, because the pixel is going to help you get faster to that target. But if you have consistency of sales, if you start a campaign and you're always having a sale, it's not a pixel issue. It's a problem with your funnel and your numbers, that they don't make sense for your niche or for the people that they compete with you at the same time spending money like you. So I had the intention of not adding any video, but I changed my opinion. So in this ad account, for example, okay, in the month of October that we are right now, you can see that whatever campaign I'm going to do, it's going to have sales. There is no debate on that. The only debate is ROAS, okay? If it's going to have high ROAS or the ROAS that I want, or lower ROAS. This is how you know that, okay, the problem of the pixel is solved. I'm not discussing about if my pixel is trained. My pixel is trained. I'm discussing about settings, creatives, and all of the other stuff, and my funnel and my numbers and all of that. Here I am consistent. But if we go on another account, for example, on this one, for example, this one is a new ad account and I'm still training it, okay? And if we see, we can see that we are not consistent. So yesterday, did we spend yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, $100, 0 sales, okay? On the 25, 1.54, okay? Then we have one day without any sales, okay? Let's go on 23, we had 3.84, okay? We were lucky here. 0.73, no sales. On 20, 1.53. On the 19, 0 sales. If this is not clear for you to understand that this pixel is not trained, then there's a problem. This is not a trained pixel. You understand it. It's not having consistent sales. The other ones are going to have consistent sales. And let me go again to this ad account. Let's see the previous days. So if we go on the 26, you see all of them, they have a sale. Okay, they also have the volume to spend. Okay, they're much, it's not like $100, but even if you put $100 campaign, only one over here, it's going to have a sale every day. Okay, most probably it's going to have 20 ROAS. You see, all of them, they have a sale. You see, all of them, they have a sale. So here you just criticize if it's a good or a bad day. If you're having good ROAS or bad ROAS, this is what you criticize. The pixel here is trained. Okay. On the other accounts that you can see that one day I'm having sales, the other not, the other not, the other I'm having. And you're not having consistent sales every day, your pixel is not trained. And if you get some consistency for some days and so on, then it's not trained. If you're doing broad targeting and it's not working, it's not trained. But even if you do broad targeting and it's working and it's not consistent, it is not trained. So pixel is about consistency and having sales in broad targeting and having them all the time and never fail in a campaign. For example, when you launch a campaign, you never fail. How many sales do I need in order to train my pixel? And the answer is simple. There is not a specific number. Let me tell you why. It's completely different to talk about one item product stores, completely different to talk about a niche store, and completely different to talk about a store which has many niches and many products. Over there, as you can understand, we can have many more events, and they have to be scattered around all the products and the niches in order for it to be trained. Another big issue with ad accounts and stores is that when we see, let's say, for example, a store with 1,000 products, don't think that all the 1,000 products are selling. There are actually some best sellers that they're ones that they are leading and they are selling, let's say, it's the 80% of the revenue. So the pixel is getting trained more to them, and a lot of times we can see that they go out of stock and stuff and the sales die immediately. Of course, you cannot just say, okay, I'm not going to scale this product because I want to train my pixel into being a general pixel. Okay, but you need to understand that the pixel is going to get trained with the pixel training is completely different from ad account to ad account and from product to product and from niche to niche. Because, for example, let's say that we have the gaming niche, and let's say that we have a very small niche, let's say badminton. The badminton niche, it's much smaller than the gaming niche, or maybe a very small category of gamers, let's say chess. Chess players, they are completely different from Fortnite players. Okay, so we have different categories and all of them, they populate different people. Okay, and also it really matters how big are these audiences. The traveling niche, for example, it's huge. You cannot compare it with the badminton niche, which is very small. As big as the audience is or the niche, that means that you need to have more events to it in order to train it to the specific persona. One last thing before we go. The pixels are not only getting trained into ad accounts, products and all of that, they also get trained into the site. How do I know that? The pixel is actually understanding who is going to convert also in your site. Okay, so, and if you think of it, it makes total sense. You have a pixel for 2-3 years, you have a specific landing page, and then you're just putting it there, it's working there, and then you change the landing page, it's not working. It's not necessarily the fault of the landing page, but maybe it is the fact that the pixel was trying to send you people that they are converting into this landing page. This is why we say that you should not change things that you have on the site and everything, because your pixel is also trained to send you people that they convert to this specific situation and to this specific funnel. And it makes sense. After all of these years, the people who are converting, it finds similar people to them and they are most likely going to convert in this landing page also. I have seen sites that they have changed websites, for example, just to make them better. And I could see it visually. That new website was very good, okay? And it didn't work. So they had to revert back. They lost 20K in the development of a new website. The other thing is that I have seen landing pages that they were awful, guys, awful, and they were converting like crazy, and then this person is trying to do something better for his business and he's creating another landing page or 5 or 6 or 10 and they are not converting at all. The same thing with stupid creatives from 5 years ago working very well, and the person doing some amazing creatives with influencers and stuff and they don't work at all. So don't get frustrated with all of that. Just learn not to touch things that are working as funnels, because the pixels are really attached to this information. And also, I'm not saying that the pixel is going into your site and it says, okay, this is where they converted. It's just the behavior, okay? It's just by having a pool of people that they do exactly. For example, let's say that I'm buying a bottle of water from a specific area, and there is a pixel and it's targeting people. It's getting data from people that they target a water bottle from this specific area. If it targets other people, eventually after 1 year or 2 years of data, most probably it's going to be able to target people that even if they're in another area, they will go to this area to buy a bottle of water. I hope that it makes sense. It's just pure data, and this is how Meta works. So don't change things that work. Don't be disappointed if your landing page looks crap because you created it 5 years ago, but it converts. It's totally fine. And don't think that if you have 100 sales or 200 sales or 300 sales with your pixel is going to be trained, because it's completely irrelevant. What really matters is to just try to feed it with data all the time and just observe if it's consistent or not. And if you're not profitable while it's consistent, you have to change your numbers so that you can be able to advertise within Facebook. If you want to learn more, you can check my book, my course and my website. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.